Right, 20 January 2025, and today I'm so excited to be giving you my update for this Monday, and you should be having your cup of mve. You should be done already with your first cup of mve for extra strength and to be as strong as an ox. So if you want to be as strong as an ox, you must have your mve. So that is 1 tablespoon in the morning in boiling water, first thing, and then last thing before you sleep. So 1 tablespoon for the guys who know what I'm talking about. So let's go straight into the news. Today is a very big news day. I've got so many items that I need to cover, and it will take me almost an hour to do this. And obviously, today is a tragic day in Congo. I think all of you saw what happened in Congo. This is a shocking situation that has happened in Congo, where hundreds of young men, about 160 to 170 young men, were shot dead by firing squad yesterday. Shocking pictures and shocking videos, even to me, who is used to seeing all sorts of things. This was shocking. These guys were accused of plotting a coup, and they were sentenced by the military, and the sentence was carried out in public. So the coffins have been put out, and it is very sad what has happened over there in the Democratic Republic of Congo. That situation is not going to normalize after the attempted coup. 3 guys from the West were over there, and they were also executed. And the son of one of the opposition leaders was also executed. Very serious situation that took place yesterday, and so sad to see that happening. I think this should be Mnangagwa and Auxilia right here on this pause. Saka ndichiti ngavabatwe Mnangagwa na Auxilia ndiwo vanofanira kuiswa apa, not these youngsters who are trying to free their country. So Auxilia na Mnangagwa apa, that is where they belong. Then in Mozambique, the key event is the birthday of Venancio Mondlane. Yesterday, Venancio Mondlane celebrated his birthday. That was amazing. Venancio Mondlane, one of my favorite people in Africa. This man is very powerful in the hope of Mozambique. So everyone congratulating Venancio Mondlane for his birthday over there in Mozambique. Now let's look at the important headline story. That is General Chiwenga. Today, General Chiwenga is the acting president of Zimbabwe, and everyone is awaiting his speech on Wednesday. So 2 national heroes are going to be buried at the National Heroes Econ. That is Major General Solomon Siziba and Chenhamo Ciimutengwende, a former minister of Zimbabwe. These 2 heroes died this week, and they are going to be buried on Wednesday at the National Heroes Econ. Everyone is awaiting the speech that will be given by General Chiwenga, who is now the acting president of Zimbabwe. And it will be interesting to see what General Chiwenga will say about ED 2030. Everyone is awaiting to see if General Chiwenga is going to make an emphatic and direction-giving statement on the chaotic and illegal attempt by Mnangagwa to extend his term to 2035. So Mnangagwa has been attempting to extend his term to 2035. He started with 2030, but in the document that is being circulated by Energy Mtodi, Mnangagwa's term is now going to go to 2035. They now want to push him to 2035, which is exactly 10 years from now. And other people say he wants to have a life presidency. So that is Mnangagwa attempting to keep the country under his grip. And General Chiwenga, who is next in line, is expected to say something. And during this speech, when Mnangagwa is on leave, people expect General Chiwenga to speak out and to give a direction. And if I had my way, I would say Auxilia on the left and Mnangagwa on the right. Those people, They are destroying our country and they are destroying our constitution. They're taking us for granted. So as you can see, this is the press statement which was given on the 31st of December. Mnangagwa went on leave, and while he was on leave, his two vice presidents will be acting in rotation, with Muhadi acting from 31 December to 19 January. Thereafter, Vice President General Chiwenga will act until February. So what I've heard is that the plan is for Mnangagwa not to return at all. So my understanding is that Mnangagwa is afraid that as General Chiwenga takes over, he will not be allowed to return. And that will make a lot of Zimbabweans happy and a lot of Zimbabweans smile. So I hope that all of you are going to be alert on Wednesday. Let's see what happens. Very dramatic events just about to take place in Zimbabwe. Then let me go through news. As I said, it's a very big news day today. There's a lot that I need to cover. So let me start with the new airline that is going to be formed in Zimbabwe. So there is a new airline that is being formed, or that has already been licensed in Zimbabwe. And if you go to H Metro newspaper, you will see that this story is over there. The man that you're watching on your screen is a popular former air pilot for SAA, Airlink, and he is currently in Rwanda. He has formed an airline which is going to be licensed in Zimbabwe, and this airline is going to be flying very soon because they've received all the licensing from the Boeing, from Airbus, and also from Zimbabwean authorities, and is going to be working with a former soccer administrator, Patson Moyo. So Patson Moyo here, if you go and look in the H Metro, you see that Patson Moyo is a former Dynamos executive or committee member. I don't know how the Dynamos is organized. It's a community club. And he's also going to be working with the pilot here, the co-founder, Patrick Chwandire. They are going to be flying into the UK, and they've got deals in Dubai. There is obviously deals in Dubai. And there's also a young woman there called Nomvuyo Dube. She's a businesswoman, but I've not seen her face, so I do not know what she looks like. But that is a new airline in Zimbabwe. Let's see what H Metro says here. If you guys go to H Metro, you'll see the name of the airline. I haven't had time to look at this, so let's see what the actual name of the airline is going to be called. So just 1 second for me to go down here so that I get this correctly. The company is expected to lease Air Zimbabwe's two B777-200 ERs and also use a B737 BCF freight, and it's going to be Transfarm Africa Airlines. So that is the airline that is going to be formed in Zimbabwe by these three. So these three people, Patrick Chwandire, Patson Moyo, and the lady or businesswoman Nomvuyo Dube. I do not know her face. I've got Nomvuyo Dube's online, but I don't think they're the ones. She is probably a businesswoman that I will need to meet and see who she is. As I don't know her. Then in terms of SADC is going to be meeting in Angola. That meeting is going to take place on Wednesday. Lobito Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency Council of Ministers is going to take place in Angola. This is DRC, Angola, and Zambia. They've got the Lobito Corridor. You saw President Joe Biden here in Africa. That was the last meeting that he had outside of the United States of America. So a secretariat or an interim secretariat is going to be formed for the Lobito Corridor Transit Transport Facilitation Agency. This is one of the biggest routes that is going to take place, or that is going to be put in place, which is going to carry minerals from these mineral-rich countries to the United States of America in less than 48 hours. The journey used to take 48 days. That is my understanding. And now it's taking 48 hours. High-speed rail is extremely big and everyone is anticipating that this is going to improve trade. So as we go up north, it's going to be very interesting what is going to happen. The route is already in place. So what is left is how do you use that route to make a successful region? SADC, how does SADC benefit from this? And at the moment, it's clear that this has not yet been put in place. While the actual railway is in place, how do you make it a success? Very, very important. Then I want to go to some announcements. There has been a report here by the Chinoi University of Technology. They're wishing one of their vice chancellors has passed away. So that is Dr. Amudiwamwe Mandibaya. She died this past week. So if you know the vice deputy, one of the deputy chancellors, she is passed away at Chinoi University. And then looking at other announcements, the National Railways of Zimbabwe has introduced a driver training program. So if you like to drive trains, the National Railways of Zimbabwe has introduced a driver training program. This program caters for young people between the age of 18 and 25. And it's a 4-year program. This is one of the most important programs. And if you want to make a lot of money in the United States of America, you must study this course. So if you've got a son or a daughter, make them do this course. I'm going to put this on Gambakwe so that you can see it. Amazing, amazing course here. And today is big. All the universities in Zimbabwe have put out the adverts for the intakes. So we're talking here of the National University of Science and Technology. They've put out the advert. Africa University has put out the advert. Manekaden State University has put out the advert. MSU has put out the advert. Harare Institute of Technology, NAST, and which other university have I not mentioned? I think I haven't seen the UZ. Marondera State University, they put out the advert. Bindura State University, Lupane State University. So if you go to Gambakwe, I'm going to put all the adverts of these universities on there so that you can select the university that you want to go to and see which courses your son or your daughter wants to go to. If you're overseas and you cannot afford school fees or university fees, the best place to take your child is Zimbabwe for $500 a term, and accommodation is only like $200 a term. The cheapest university education in the whole world, and it is in Zimbabwe, and some of the courses there are amazing. So let's take a quick look at one of these courses. I want to just show you how beautiful these courses are. Let's go to, let me see which university I'm going to pick here very quickly. I want to pick Harare Institute of Technology, and I want to show you some of the courses that they're offering, world-class courses, and you only need O levels to be able to attend these courses. So that is the Harare Institute of Technology here, March and August intake, and you can see some of the courses here. Bachelor of Honors in Biomedical Engineering, Bachelor of Honors in Chemical and Process Engineering, Bachelor of Technology in Electro Engineering, Bachelor of Technology in Industrial Manufacturing, Bachelor of Technology in Polymer Technology, Bachelor of Technology in Materials Technology and Engineering. Guys, these things, if you were to do them in these foreign countries, like the USA, they will cost you millions and millions, I don't know, of Zig, right? Thousands and thousands, because they are extremely important. So today is a big, big day. There is no university except the UZ, which has not put out an advert. The National University of Science and Technology has put out an advert also for their evening courses and for their postgraduate diplomas and degrees. Sorry, postgraduate diplomas and postgraduate degrees. So that is NAST. You can go and check it out there. Lots of opportunities. There's no need for a child not to be going to school right now. It's very important for the kids to go to school, to go to university, And I think the Zimbabwe universities are doing well. We just need to fix the bigger picture. So we need a better leader for our country to do well. But otherwise, the foundation is there in Zimbabwe. Then, in terms of other adverts, the Broadcasting Authority of Zimbabwe has put out an advert for licensing of broadcasting services, that is content distribution service, video on demand, webcasting, diffusion services. So if you're into this kind of thing, you can go and apply. I'll put this advert on Gabakwe. The Gweru City Council is notifying all the citizens of Gweru that they're going to be giving residential stands measuring 2,000 square meters to Alderman Chirau as part of his conditions of service. I'll also put this on Gambakwe. And the Zimbabwe National Army is recruiting tailors. So tailors are those people who make uniforms. You know, the Zimbabwe National Army has a depot where they make clothes. And then the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange is looking for an internal audit manager. So if you like to work at the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange, which is made up of these companies here: Victoria Falls Stock Exchange, mobile trading platform, exchange traded funds, real estate investment, and contracted franchise and commodities exchange. Those are the companies within the ZSE. You can go over there and apply, and I'll put this advert on Gambakwe. So lastly, Sibusisiwe Skatazile Moyo. She is the founder of her own brand of skincare. Uyakataza Skatazile. Busisiwe Skatazile Moyo. Uyakataza. She has given some, what do you call this, pads to young ladies. She's a great Zimbabwe University graduate. She has started her own cosmetics company. She is amazing. Can you see that? She's amazing. Guys, usatongwe nema salad. Unoona umwe munhu achitadza pakadai. Zvinoita Roman. Ukaona achitadza pakadai, totoda kukuendera kun'anga. Kana kuti kuna herbalist. Ukaona achitadza pakadai. Twitter say, let's go next to the last thing. I want to show you what has happened at SADC. I want to see if I can find that picture. I want to show you the SADC executive secretary is going to leave. So that is Mahosi is going to leave, and there's currently an acting executive secretary of SADC. The guy you see at the center, the shortest guy on this picture, is called Dr. George Authu. He's now the SADC acting executive secretary, while Mahosi is gone. Kunorova begi rakapiwa neZANU. Mahosi is a ZANU-PF member, or a friend of ZANU-PF, and he's gone to be on leave. Same time, I won't be surprised if he's on leave with Mnangagwa at the same time, wherever they are. And then obviously in Bulawayo, the oldest woman in the whole country has celebrated her birthday. That is Servina Mbano. She marked 100 years surrounded by loved ones at Isilwane Youth Center in Pumula, Bulawayo. She's popularly known as Umamliswa. Umamliswa. Not Tembamliswa, Umamliswa, the original, because she's 100 years old. So to get to 100 years old, it's very important for you to avoid diabetes, high blood pressure, and to make sure that you take longevity. As she said, you must believe in God and you must eat well. 100 years old, this is amazing. I like people who get to 100 years. And imagine, kana uri mudhara ane 100 years. My baby is 98, zika. Anenge ari yako. Tabanga mana. Sadaro. Then the presidential officer Mnangagwa have issued the presidential scholarships formally, and finally they've issued the presidential scholarships. You must be under 40 and you'll be able to study overseas in all sorts of different disciplines. So let's see if I can find anything here presidential scholarships. So I'm going to put here on my screen, let me put a few of those scholarships so that you guys can see what is there. So these scholarships, mostly they are taken by young guys, but masiya o ndo panenge akazara. So usadye chikafu chegogo unovira mahara. So these are some of the courses: engineering over here, health sciences, science and technology, agriculture sciences, business management, the administration, and this is how you apply. I'm going to put this on Gambako so that you guys can give your kids. It doesn't matter where you are. Some of my family members have received these scholarships. It's Promise Finance was on this scholarship, so don't worry. Apply as long as you're under 40. Apply. Mnangagwa is not the owner of this thing. It's a national thing. So go over here. I'll put this on Gambako so that you can apply for these presidential scholarships in many, many areas. Although and this is 2030, but it's not. It's actually a presidential program. It will transcend any change of presidents in Zimbabwe. So as you can see, we've covered a lot of news, and I now want to go to the newspapers. So let me quickly look at the newspapers. So today I want to keep it very tight because I need to jump onto that treadmill before I go to my office. And guys, we got a lot to do. So all the Gambako projects are going to start being implemented. And I want you guys to make money. The worst thing that you can do is to be someone that doesn't know how to make money. Don't just be an employee. Work very hard so that you know how to make money. And Zimbabwe has got massive opportunities. It's the only country where you can become a billionaire. So if you do what I'm explaining here, which is to focus on homecoming and focus on opportunities in areas that are not covered, Zimbabwe's got gaps and gaps in its economy where you can do very, very well and you will become wealthy. You won't have to live in a little one bedroom house where you pay 90% of your salary is rent. That is crazy. Very, very crazy stuff. Ugara like that. Right, let me see if I've forgotten something else of significance before I go to the newspapers. I want to look to Masiya O. As you know, Masiya O, they are going to play a big part in what is going to happen next. So the CIOs will Fulton Mangwanya. You can see Fulton Mangwanya is now the new CIO or head of CIO. But there is a replacement for him at Zimpax. So I just wanted to see if I can find his face in my database here. They replaced him with someone new. And I just want to see if I can get that guy so that you can see him. If I don't get it, then you're going to see it on Gambakwe. It's very crazy that I'm delaying or not finding this guy who has replaced Fulton Mangwanya. He's also a doctor. So a doctor who has replaced another doctor. Let's see if I can find him. Unfortunately, I can't find this guy. But it's said that I cannot find him. I would have wanted him to be shown here. So I'll show him tomorrow. Let's see. There is Edson. So that is Edson Gandiwa. So Gandiwa, he is the replacement of the now head of CIO. So ndiye akutonga muka Edson Gandiwa mkuru we muka akareplace CIO mkuru we CIO. So these guys are very learned. Fulton Mangwanya, also a doctor, being replaced by Edson Gandiwa here. Edson Gandiwa, as you can see, is very young and he has done well for himself to end up in this position of Director General of Zimpax. Zimpax is very profitable, but it's being mismanaged. If you look at this organization like another Zimpax, they are also funded externally. Zambezi River Authority, one of the best run institutions. So I like these ones, but this is what has happened. And then in sports, Omega Swanda, the former MP of Vungu, wants to be the vice president of ZIFA. And he says that it's okay for politicians to be involved in soccer. That means that Mnangagwa and Scott, he wants them to be involved in soccer. Saka, tinoti ane Zungu uyu, Omega Swanda. You should go and check out that story in the Herald, in the Chronicle newspaper. That is where he says it's okay for politicians to interfere in soccer. He actually says to interfere in soccer. He says those people that don't want interference in soccer are hiding something. But you know that FIFA does not allow it. Zimbabwe soccer has got some of the conmen, the biggest conmen and chancers. Magaya, Mliswa, all those people, they are conmen, Omega Smanda, conmen, Kanakuti, Muroi. Those three, Roy, they want to go into soccer. For what purpose, I do not know. They've never played soccer. They've never done anything for soccer, but they want to become the leaders of soccer. Then let's go to the Herald newspaper very quickly. As you know, all the executives of Zim papers, not all of them, but the top ones have been fired. You can go and check out in fact, we've put the story, but I think if you go to the News Hawks and Zim Live, you're going to see a more detailed story over there. So my guys have done a summary video of the whole thing, but just go over there to these newspapers, Zim Live and the News Hawks, to see a bit of detail. Now let's go to the Herald newspaper, and I want to show you they are leading obviously with Mnangagwa's face at the front, and Mnangagwa Arku bleacher, but apa bleacher. I don't know where they got this picture. Mnangagwa anime picture yaka bleacher. I will show it for you tomorrow. Apa Mnangagwa anaku bleacher. Anifuzuri white. But in other pictures, you're going to see kuti Mnangagwa ana white hair. So they're saying, obviously, national heroes Major General Solomon Siziba and former Chenhamo Ciimutengwende, who passed away last week, will be buried at the National Heroes Econ on Wednesday. So this is the one I'm talking about. This is where General Chiwenga is going to address, and General Chiwenga is supposed to give direction on this whole situation. I told you about the house, Major General Siziba, which I showed you yesterday. I don't know if this is his house here, or maybe Davzi in a place for mourning. And because when I saw his raw home, I was shocked. Look at General Siziba, raw home. Guys, this is shocking. The coffin failed to fit in his raw home. These guys are vendor. So they are the vendors of Zimbabwe. And it was said to see this situation. When I'm mentioning these things, a person that is at this level of government should not be living like this. Like this is terrible. Your house should not be looking like this. To my window, to my chicken, to apple. The government of Zimbabwe, Mnangagwa, it's clear. Even the guys who are in government are struggling because of Mnangagwa. So I think this is clear. Let's see what happens with this double burial that is going to happen here. And then we've got all these stories here. There's a building coming up here. That is African Bank Trade Center head office. And I'm not going to show the whole newspaper. And then woman wins 20,000 adultery damages. Ms. Black Cities Twane has achieved a remarkable legal victory after securing 20,000 in damages against the husband's mistress. Energy, Madzima. Yeah, energy, energy. Akaba murume umundu. Black Cities Taone akatore wa murume because ana energy. It's clear that adultery is bad. Don't do it. Don't do adultery. Even if mukadzi wako asina energy, unotsvaga solutions. Munoenda kuna tete, munotaura kuti mukadzi hana energy. Don't do it. Don't cheat. It's bad. Right, let's go to I want to go to H Metro newspaper again. Let me just check out H Metro. Mgoma wa Sharugo is published, and that story that I gave you about the airline is leading with it over there. And then in the Chronicle newspaper, let's look what's in the Chronicle newspaper of Zimbabwe. Chronicle Zimbabwe. Chronicle Zimbabwe is leading with the story of 1 second there, great send off for national hero. And I want to show you a story that is so sad, but which I can't talk about. So you guys know there are certain words I can't say here. So let me show you what has happened in Bulawayo. Very sad to everyone who eats meat in Bulawayo. You won't be having meat because businessmen posted disturbing messages. Right? Please look. I'm not going to mention the word because when you want on phone error, are you okay? So John Tafara Madzikatire angaenda ku girlfriend's house and did whatever he did there. And after this came after I posted my messages on Facebook and WhatsApp. Akati as coward, ana choice. So let's go to page 9 and see what this is all about. What exactly was he saying? So let's go to page 9. Where is page 9? Page 9 is over here. Why did this man do it? Let's see if this is page 9. Okay, this is page. Can you speak back on page? Guys, I'm sorry, I cannot see the page 9. I think this is page 7, 8, and 9. So let's see what he was doing here. Workers at Summer's Butchery, one of his businesses, recall seeing him at 5 p.m. when he delivered meat to his Luveve outlet. He was accompanied by a young woman who stayed behind in the car while he unloaded the meat. So he went to Quadri Park, and the butcheries will remain closed until we hear from his family. So this man was married, and guys, go and read the story. He's believed to have been with his girlfriend at the time. So I don't think this is an open and shut case. He was with his girlfriend when this happened. Why would it happen that way? I don't know. Mapurisa homicide. Endai munotsvaga chibebi. Mubvunze kuti ndiani akabata mudhara uyu. Hazvimake sense pandiri. Within 2 seconds ndendatoona kuti hazvisi kumeka sense. So endai munotarisa mapurisa homicide. Not kutora maselfie office. Kana kuti inconclusive. Hazvimake sense. So I think you can see there are many stories that I've covered today, and we've done it in 33 minutes. Normally I want to talk for 30 minutes. So as I said, Mumve is our sponsor. Take Mumve every day. 1 liter turns to 3 liters. 1 kickstart. And you don't have to crank it. So unaona munachitadza pakadai. And what's happening is my baby these days, they're getting prettier and prettier. Like, kana chifamba mtown, unoshaya kuti ane baby ringandida here nini munhu kumasvingo. Only to find out kuti kana ukarwa mubve wako hauzoite kunyadzisa kana kuti kutongwa nemasalad. Now let's go to our promotion. There's going to be a Valentine promotion. Obviously, I'm going to add something for guys in Bulawayo this time. So if you're in Bulawayo, order Mumve now for the 14th of February. And I'm going to add an extra something for you. So what I'm going to do is we're going to give you some organic honey and we're going to give you some ginger so that with the strength. So Chiwenga is strength. So I want to explain the Chiwenga strength. Let's say you are running a marathon. Kamaya 10 meters. Right? So ukarua honey yakasiyana nesugar, it makes you kuti uite strength, and then ukaisa ginger ropa rako rinofamba fast. So it goes in and makes you strong, and you can last my hours akawanda. And iwewe kana usinganakidzi unotanga kunakidza. Ndapedza nemi ngatichiendei kuma-comments. So that is for the Blawe guys. If you order you move there now, 200 grams in one pack. We're no longer doing 2 packs in one pack. You're going to get an extra honey and ginger. We're going to send this by the end of the week, but the Valentine's special is only coming on the 14th. The cups are already on the way. The guys in Harare, if you make an order, you're going to get Capiam Dara. So Capiam Dara, it's metallic and it can heat up everything for you so that it's working well. So that is Harare. The cups, Blawayo guys, the honey and ginger. Because you told me to Blawayo hakuna ginger, hakuna honey. So I'm going to get it for you here in South Africa and send it over to Zimbabwe. So let me look at the comments very quickly. Mkoma C Jams, I really appreciate that you are here. Mkoma C Jams, please go and watch his channel. He is and subscribe. He's in Canada. I'm here in Zimbabwe listening to our brother Pardon. But Mkoma, I thought you're in Canada now. Please, let's talk. Give me a shout and we can have a chat. He is very big in Canada and I love this brother of mine. And people want to know where I went to Canada. And you could see, guys, that was a secret private trip in Ochkisa. And then Mkoma Friday morning says, morning Gabako watching you from Botswana. Taneta Nevanu, Arikutadza Kutonga. Mnangagwa, Ngabatwe, guys. Apa. Ndopa ndopa mwisa Mnangagwa, ku left, oksila ku right. Bapana, wasiye, msawa bata. Mafesa angu, msawa bata. Bata 2, chete. Auxilia na Mnangagwa. Wakati third term, ngababatwe wani wawa. Atidi kujairiwa. Varu kujairira vanhu. This time yokutamba yakapera. This is Trabablas. Cannot believe it. Trabablas. Then let's see what are the comments are there. Get a life. I'm Manika and I'm quiet. Mkoma C Jams. It's actually called Mumve. Yes, it's true. Mumve in Mashingo, Mumve in Mashonaland, Mumveva in Bulawayo, Mvongoti in South Africa, Kigelia in America. There is no country in the world that does not know this herb. People just don't know how to use it. So that is why I'm saying use the one that I give you. Don't use funny herbs because people put stuff in it. The one that we are giving you is coming from a herbalist. And this herbalist, I've inspected his factory, is licensed. Chiwenga won't say anything because it's not politically savvy. It's not true. Mdara Chiwenga is here right now watching me. Mdara Chiwenga is powerful. Anopedzera Mnangagwa. And as I said, makamirira kuti Chiwenga aite imi muri kuitei. So mamakamira Chamisa kuti aite. Because you know, makamirira Chiwenga imi muri kuitei. What are you guys doing now that you're waiting for Chiwenga to act? Varume vakuru nyika yese 12 million muri kukundwa nemudhara 1 and nevanhu vake vasina basa. So it doesn't make sense. Wednesday we are looking for direction, but after that there needs to be action. Mnangagwa will not be allowed to go for a third term. And inini personally kana matadza kumbata ndinombata inini Mnangagwa ndombata inini ndega. That is how bad this situation is. We are all allowing this discussion to take place. This thing must stop. This discussion on third term, and I hope that General Chiwenga comes out and puts a final nail into this thing. There must be an end to this thing. Then why do you want to take an aphrodisiac daily? Everything is side effects. Mkoma, this is not an aphrodisiac. Mumve is a treatment. It's used for treating high blood pressure, high blood sugar, inflammation, snake bites, wounds. It's an all-round treatment. And the reason why it's treated inside ginger is because most guys havasi kunakidzwa nezvavari kuita because vari kurwara. Kurwara, what is kurwara? Kurwara is kana uchifamba hapana na day akambostata engine yako yega. Ukaona engine yako isikastati yega at least 3 times a week. Ukangoona chimoko engine yako inofanira kustata yega, but ukaona isingastati yega it means kuti uri kurwara. Especially with the beauty yemabhebhe ariko these days. Haikuna mabhebhe ekudhara aikuitwa imwe yaya. Iko zvinhu izvo mwanoto vamwe vakapfeka zvototika hapana difference yemunhu akapfeka neasina, but unongoona iwe uchifunga zvechechi nezvekuenda kumbungo. That is your problem. Ukaona uchingofunga zvekuenda kumbungo and all that une dzungu and unofanira kurova mubve, because that is the problem iripo. By the way, I'm putting this picture to cover myself. I'm not putting it kuti ndikutadze anything. I'm just saying to you, you must have a herbalist, because these days kune diseases akawanda. There are many diseases, and you need to make sure that your body is strong. First and foremost, your alertness. So you must be able to maintain a clear chain of thought. So maintain a clear chain of thought, and when you're awake, you must feel strength in your body. That is ukabata muscle yako, and not with a bouncer, but you must be strong. When you're walking, you mustn't be feeling tired or fatigue, and you must be that person who is gaining muscle. Even if you're old, your skin must be shiny, and those are the things that Mumbe is treating. And anyway, I don't want to keep doing this because I don't have to market this product. After 5 years, kuti unenge chakasimba here kana kuti unenge wakaita semudhara uyu ari paoxygen. Right, I would like to thank all of you for watching. Gambakwe, I no longer trust you because always promise to do something, but finally don't. Ndakaita same koma Gnot, what did I do which I didn't do? Please call me and tell me. Don't want to come. Sometimes ndogona kutanza kuita something, but it's because ndakawandirwa. In a daily basis, I get at least 500 messages. Dzinoda kuetwa on top of the other ones where someone just sends me a message. And sometimes ndogona kufonerwa nesomeone woti Gambakwe, put 500 rand in my account. And I say, okay, I'm going to put 500 rand in your account. And then I literally forget about it. If you don't phone me, I'll forget about it, and then you hate me. Panomwe baby, akati Gambakwe, we must have a call. Tomotaura nyaya yedu. Not even, but I say, okay, we'll talk. And they should call me and say, why didn't you call? The reason is I'm so busy and my day is full. You saw me, I woke up at 3. I'm going to sleep at, let's say, 11. And you can see that I'm still awake at it. I'm not sleeping. That is because I've set out my day in a certain way. I have to exercise, work, plan, manage teams, and at the same time, be reliable. So that is the problem. And if I've missed something, please WhatsApp me. And yes, uyu mudhara ngaapinde paoxygen. Akaita ex president akatadza kuita one speech uyu mudhara. Even one day ndakamuti uya utore mubve ana kufona, which means he's on oxygen. Kembo muhadhi dei ariye akatsika chimbambaira ichi. Right, I think I've covered everything. Guys, most of the stuff that I say here are jokes. I think you've covered the most important news. And the most important news is that on Wednesday, General Chiwenga is going to give a speech during the burial of 2 national heroes, Major General Siziba and Chenhamo Ciimutengwende, who are going to be buried in the absence of Mnangagwa, because Mnangagwa is on leave. So let's hear what General Chiwenga says. We are all anticipating this speech by General Chiwenga. I've got a massive number of documents that I'm going to put for you online that That is, all the universities in Zimbabwe have put out their intakes. So I've said Mandela State University, NAST, Midlands, Ventura, Lupane, Institute of Technology, NAST postgraduate, NAST nursing, NAST evening classes. So if you have a child, you can go over there and they'll study. However, if your son has not passed or your daughter has not passed, we're going to make a plan for them. You can WhatsApp me on this number. A number of you have already WhatsApped, so that they can study on Coursera, coursera.org, and we'll put a formal program for them. Guys, it means I haven't had time to share. Kanochikisa, mapepa akaona une kandebwe white vanotiza vatombodikana kutaura newe because vanotya kuti uri mudhara. So normally I like to go and shave ndine sakampana, but hazvisi kushanda nachembera, but ndakasimba because of mumvere. Right, I would like to thank all of you for watching, and we're going to resume our evening broadcasts so that we can now work on the project. I think Glot, that is one of the things I need to do to revive the evening broadcast so that we can talk business, and then I can also answer questions. And everyone will say the Zimbabwe is too busy. So Chenhamo died during the week. You can go and Google that information. So let's see what General Chiwenga does. If Chiwenga fails to move now, he's going to be taken out. It's clear to me that whoever moves first is going to win. Whoever moves last is going to lose. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and a good day to you all.